What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-High Radio Shout, and as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, OG Gangsta Wicked, aka Big Galaxy of Ghetto Mafia.
I'm in the building, man. Let's get it.
Hey, man, how you feeling over there, Gangsta Wicked?
Oh man, I'm feeling good, feeling great.
Now, you know, in trending news, you know, Kanye, he's went slam off again, Wick, okay? Now, I'm about to go to Hip Hop DX so I can just read some of his tweets. This time, he's attacking Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids, though. And people are like, what? This kind of feels like a mentally ill episode right here, because you kind of got to be crazy to be going off on somebody's kids or their personal situation like it is. But now, here go the tweets. And I'm going to just say Riri instead of, you know, the whole tarded word and stuff like that. So he starts off and says, wait. Has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They're Riri. No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is a blessing. Having Riri children is a choice. I need everyone to know that I took the post down about Jay-Z and Beyonce's family down and Jerry Lorenzo's family down because there was a possibility of my Twitter being canceled because I'm a good person. I took it down like Down syndrome. Get it? Am I right? F the world. Real talk. F everybody. Another tweet. If Twitter takes down my stuff, if Twitter take my stuff down, them so be it. I need y'all to know Jay-Z or nobody have no power over me. He continued attacking the Carters by writing, at least Jay-Z and Beyonce get to raise their Riri-ass kids.
I'm not laughing about that part, the end part.
He goes on to tweet. Ain't no celebrity ever said nothing to come to my aid when it came to these white women taking my kids because they was mad I was wearing a Trump hat. F Jay-Z and his whole family, especially his shooters. And now that you think Jay-Z PA made me take it down, I got to double down. He goes on to tweet more. The only thing that I was mad about in the last few albums was taking that Jay-Z and Beyonce tweet down. Dame Dash signed me, by the way, not Jay-Z. Then Kanye concluded his rant by saying, concerning the Jay-Z and Beyonce tweet, Ninja said I would regret it. No, I regret taking it down. My Twitter is a one-way conversation. My God, Wick.
I thought that when I came in this morning, which we will get on that, I thought you finna tell me about the tweet that he challenged Kendrick Lamar.
Oh.
But we'll get into that.
Okay, we'll get into that. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you who Kanye West reminds me of.
Who?
There was a movie, you might have been a little too young. All the OGs out there know it. It was called Half Baked.
Yeah, now I know about Half Baked.
With Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And in the movie, there was a guy named Sir Smoke-A-Lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Sir?
yeah.
Which Dave Chappelle was playing himself.
Yeah.
So he was all over the place. Started crying. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I hear Kanye. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Now, on a serious note, we know that there's an unwritten rule out here in the streets, bro, that you don't drag somebody's kids into something.
Come on, we just gave 50 Cent hell about Lil Meech's grown ass, let alone the young kids of Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Right. So I definitely do not stand with Kanye on that, whether you mentally ill or not.
Yeah.
I have known mentally ill, I got mentally ill partners.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying, with questionable behavior.
Yeah.
But even they know, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, the kids and a nigga mama is off limits.
That's right.
You know, at least where I grew up from. You know what I'm saying? McAfee, you know what I'm saying, Decatur, Georgia, that was off limits. Even to, you know, the most troubled, you know what I'm saying, of us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now, what's striking in the whole thing is that if you look at it, he's something that he said in there.
Yeah.
This is a one-way conversation.
Yeah.
So that goes right along the lines with mental illness.
Yeah.
Meaning I'm talking to, the voices in my head. So he is holding a conversation. The only thing about it is he's posting it for the world to see. I go back to say, and I say this all the time, where are the people around you that say, no, we're not going to do this right here? Now, maybe Kanye is probably, exiled all those people. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with a grown man, especially with the money and the resources that he has. It's easy for him to go hide somewhere and put out this type of, this type of crap.
Yeah.
Kanye was the same guy that got on stage and we all thought it was funny games and it was cute when he did Taylor Swift and took up for Beyonce back then. You know what I'm saying? No, Beyonce deserves this.
Yeah.
All the time, back then, he was going through mental episodes then. But we in the black community, we because
he's just crazy. He's just crazy.
He's showing love. He's sticking up for our people. Then, like you say, once he's wearing the MAGA hat, once he's now attacking Jay and Beyonce, now I think people are starting to kind of really, really look at him as, as mentally ill.
Yeah.
Not only is he mentally ill, he's angry.
Yeah.
He said something in one of those tweets that that resonated with me too. You know what I'm saying? Where were all these same people when
he was going through his trial.
When people were taking my kids from me and stuff? Yeah. And I feel him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel more sorry for him than anything. I think that, these, because I have partners that have went through this. So unless you have had partners that have that have gone through this and you knew them before, how they act, and then you know them when episodes kick in, you can't really understand it. Yeah. So I have had females that I have had to leave, good females, that they good was 100%. When they were good, there was no gray area. They was the best.
Yeah.
Or they was the worst. You remember that song Biggie had, I can be as good as the best of them or as bad as the worst?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been in those situations before, and that's kind of what you get from Kanye.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what has people on the roller coaster with him. He'll come back next month, and I don't know, maybe he takes his meds or something, and all of a sudden, we forgive him for all these type of things. But certain stuff you can't forgive a person for. They are deal breakers. Yeah. And talking about a person kids or they mama, you can get away with talking about daddy.
Yeah.
I hate to even say that.
Exactly.
But nobody cares about us.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Even if you're the best father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can get away with talking about, sometimes a nigga old lady.
Yeah.
You can get away with that.
Yeah.
But when you talk about mama, and you talk about the babies.
Exactly.
Those are deal breakers from people, and they'll a lot of people will never, ever, ever, ever get over that. I've gotten over a lot of things that that people have said, in relationships, with different females over the years, or some player partners of mine, money got between them, or they think you feel like I don't, got too big, my head big, and nigga come out his mouth sideways to me, don't forget, the corners we used to cut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, I come at a nigga sideways and I have to check a nigga. I'm still the same nigga.
Yeah.
But we can get past it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if nigga fuck you with lame ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? What a nigga know I ain't.
Exactly.
We can still get past certain things.
Yeah.
But we can't get past talking about my kids and my mama. You know what I'm saying?
That.
So I don't. It's fucked up all the way around. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna kind of see what you say and then come back to you on it.
One of the things that kind of set with me kind of wild is that, he just finished kicking it with Diddy and talking to him on the phone. Mm-hmm. So the question is, Jay-Z was just caught up with Diddy, and Jay-Z said he didn't know Diddy when he got caught up in Diddy stuff.
Right.
So, during those conversations, I don't know what was being said. Now, Kanye might call himself being a real friend, coming to Diddy's aid during his time of need and while he's going through his trial and tribulation. And then Kanye's probably thinking, who was there for me when I was going through my trial and tribulation? So I think he might be lashing out at a Beyonce and a Jay-Z simply because they didn't show up for Diddy, they didn't show up for him, and he feels like, you know what, you're not a friend to me, you're an enemy to me, and he's treating them like that. On the other hand, it's like, all right, now you can't be talking about nobody's kids. You got to leave the kids. That's below the belt.
That's below the belt.
Going
that's out of bounds.
That's out of bounds. Okay,
right.
You done took it all the way into the parking lot.
Right,
you see what I'm saying?
right.
You ain't even on the field no more, bro.
right.
So, I think Kanye is really, he doesn't give a F like what he said. And then also, too, these might just really be his true feelings on the inside.
Well, mental illness makes you do that, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but mental illness is almost like a drug. It's a chemical imbalance. When you do drugs, when you do cocaine, when you do weed and stuff, it alters the chemical balance in your head, so therefore it makes you do behavior that you normally would not do.
That's right.
So, and that's what, when you're having a bipolar episode or a schizophrenic episode, you know what I'm saying? That is just like a drug, a hallucinant. So it makes you so a lot of things, a lot of us, we have deep down thoughts, but we don't act out on those thoughts. You understand what I'm saying? There might be a time where you might think to yourself, be how you land there and say, you know what, this nigga tried me. This nigga don't know I'll shoot him in his face. You understand what I'm saying? But your right chemical makeup makes that just be a thought. But now, if you have a bipolar episode, you may say that or actually do it. You understand what I'm saying? So I do believe those are his thoughts. We all have positive thoughts, and we all have negative thoughts.
That's true.
And there's a thin line of a chemical that separates you from actually saying it.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And so, go back on to what you were saying.
Well, no, I just believe that, Jay might not have no real love for Jay-Z, and he's just letting it be known right now. And also, he don't care. I mean, we're dealing with a man that flat out don't care no more. And I mean, I don't think we can do nothing with him because he has his money. He's going to be straight. He like, I'm going to be rich forever. I don't care. I'm going to just say what I want to say until I get up out of here.
Have you ever had a partner or dealt with a partner of yours, or, even a female back in the day or something, you say, you know what, we can't take goddamn Lil Arias or whoever, to the club or to the picnic because this nigga get drunk
and he gonna fight.
And he's the one to fight. And even if he don't fight, then I love you. And ain't nothing worse than that.
Got time for
you know
that
what I'm saying? Right.
Exactly.
I'm like, nigga, I'm over here trying to holler at a bit, man. You over here in my face talking about you love me. Right. You see what I'm saying? The chemical gets to change. They have episodes. So, I don't think that just me looking at the back-to-back tweets and answering his own questions. When a person is talking to themselves and they're answering it, they're posing questions to themselves, then they're answering it. Oh, you know why I took it down? Because I took it down because God, that nigga tried me. Oh, well, why did you think do you think people are saying that Jay-Z made you take it down? How would be? These are the things that I'm looking at that shows me the paranoid schizophrenic, the Jekyll and Hyde portion of it. I look a lot deeper in it because I have had friends around me that have went through this. It's easy to just say, it's all, man, that nigga, they're keeping it real. See, we gave a pass on that the first time when it came to him and Taylor. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, man, he was just keeping it real. We make excuses for people a lot of times with their behavior like that instead of saying, you know what, this person is schizophrenic, bipolar, paranoid schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying? I've had friends, paranoid schizophrenic is different than just being schizophrenic. You could be schizophrenic and aggressive. But you could be a paranoid schizophrenic also too and go jump out this window that we sitting out here on 16 floors of. You understand what I'm saying? Because you thought that when B-High said, I'm going to the bathroom, you thought that he was going to get a bomb. And so in your head, you don't made yourself believe that real quick and jump your ass out the window. You understand what I'm saying? So, and then there'll be people come on and say, he must knew something. B.I. was going to get that bomb. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I think that from what I have seen, that I'm gonna lean more towards that he's not wanting to do this, he can't help but do this. And those are two different things, and they are impossible to tell the difference. Because what comes out of a person's mouth,
how about this though, Wick? With all of the stuff that's ever come out of Kanye's mouth that's been, crazy, has he apologized for any of it? In his right mind?
I think so.
He ain't backtrack on none of that stuff. He ain't backtrack on that Adidas stuff when he was giving them folks hell. He ain't backtracked on Jay-Z not one time. He ain't backtracked on nobody.
I mean, if you are also not taking, like I said, meds, whether that's herbal stuff or saying something about these about these type of issues, then you want until you get the necessary help. Like I said, I go back to that movie, and until you get the help that you really need, you will continue to be in a paranoid and state like that. He a lot of stuff that he went through with his kids, and said about the mother and what's going on with that it leads me to believe that there is some just a little deeper than him just keeping it real. When you cross the line about the kids, I never known Kanye to go that low. I've known.
Well, the question is he going to get sober up and say, you know what, I'm sorry?
He may not. It may not be alcohol.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if you are having a mental episode, when you go back and you see this stuff that went viral and you done took your meds and you done calmed down and you back in your right state of mind, are you going to reach out and say, you know what, I'm sorry, my bad?
He may.
Are you gonna stand on it?
He may,
because he's been standing on everything he's been saying for the last 10 years.
Yeah, but he probably hadn't. He's been rich, and people has been giving him a pass on it. Have you ever looked at any of those documentaries or stuff where locked up or you know what I'm saying? Locked up in America, and they'll have a mental health floor for the prisoners. You can't put those type of prisoners in general population around the hardest killers. There's a thin line. There are guys that are doing life right now. They are stone cold killers, but they still have rules to stuff. And they can be in population. They can be the house man. They can be this. Then you have these ones that we all, anybody knows that when this person comes in, that's a mental health case right there. Y'all got to get him up out of here off the rip, because either he's going to kill somebody or we're going to be forced to have to kill him. You know what I'm saying? When I was in on Rice Street in Atlanta on the 7th floor, there was certain guys walking around. We would hit the button and let them know, hey man, y'all need to get Dad up out of here. Dad walking around, hitting his head on the wall. Dad don't care who a killer in there. You understand what I'm saying? Dad will say anything. You know what I'm saying? Fuck your mama, nigga. You know what I'm saying? To a nigga sitting
extremely disrespectful.
Sitting right there to the house man that's sitting there looking like LeBron over Stephen A. And the house man got a shank and he still says anything. These are mental health issues, and a lot of the inmates wouldn't know that. They'd be like, hold on man, y'all, they get him between, don't kill Dad. Let's get Dad up out of here and get him the help that he needs. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a fine line. I don't know which one it is. But me looking at it, it feels like, he feels like Sir Smoke-A-Lot from Half Baked.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. I'm waiting to see. You know what? We got to ask the people about this, man. Y'all hit the comments and let us know how y'all feel about it. I mean, is Kanye having a mental episode, or is Kanye
in his right mind
and doing this stuff? I mean, and then also, have y'all ever heard Kanye apologize for any of his rants, or has he always stood on business on everything that he said? What are your thoughts about that? And let us know in the comments ASAP.
Yes, sir.